Built steps away from Universal Studios Florida in the style of a rock star's mansion, adorned with iconic musical memorabilia, the Hard Rock Hotel has long been a Universal Orlando favourite for those looking to combine VIP luxury with free unlimited express passes. But with 7 other hotels on property, 2 of which also provide these express passes, is the Hard Rock the right choice for your next trip? Hi, I'm the Frugal Brit, and for this video I'll provide a full guide and review covering the good and the not so good things about the Hard Rock Hotel. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for future Disney and Universal Orlando content. The Hard Rock Hotel originally opened to guests in December 2000, following Universal's major expansion which introduced Islands of Adventure. It's located in between Universal Studios Florida and the larger Portofino Bay. Today it is the 2nd smallest hotel resort on property and 2nd cheapest premier resort, which is Universal's most expensive resort category. In terms of layout, the Hard Rock has a sort of C shape that wraps around the pool area courtyard with access to the garden walkway and the water taxi lagoon to the west of the resort's central lobby. The idea behind the Hard Rock Hotel is to make guests feel like they've been invited over to a rock star's mansion in LA. With its exterior that reflects California mission-style architecture, with palm tree rows, arched entryways, bell towers with domes, which reminds you of the Hotel California album cover by the Eagles. The rock theme is reinforced by its impressive main entryway fountain, which has a centerpiece sculpture designed as a collection of guitars. As we head on through the entrance, you'll arrive in the main lobby with the Hard Rock logo etched into its marble floor, beneath recessed ceilings with a drum kit light fixture, supported by giant square columns and surrounded by artistic tributes to rock and roll royalty, which includes posters, photos and authentic rock memorabilia. Opposite the main entrance are the doors to the veranda, which overlooks the pool area with outdoor seating, a great place to relax with your morning coffee. Our tour of the amenities begins at the front entrance. To your right is the check-in desk in front of giant prints of Taylor Swift and Jim Morrison. To the right of the entrance is your vacation planning centre and luggage services in front of Elvis and Bruno Mars. To the west of the lobby is the Rock Shop, which provides a collection of hard rock clothing and souvenirs. It also features more authentic instruments used by legendary musicians and a glowing guitar light fixture overhead. This is where you can also pick up your toiletries and medication, etc. When checking out, staff can turn your hotel key into a guitar pick, but I wouldn't recommend it if you plan to use the express passes later that day. To the east of the lobby is the sleek and stylish Velvet Bar, part bar and part lounge, which serves light bites and designer cocktails with outdoor seating. It features impressive live music performances, including its monthly Velvet sessions from established musicians, including the likes of Joan Jett and Bret Michaels. If we walk further east past the Velvet Bar, we'll come to a hallway with famous musician portraits on both sides, which leads you to the Palm, an Italian-inspired steak and seafood table service restaurant, a chain that originates from the streets of New York, open daily for dinner. Guests can dine amongst the cartoon caricatures of celebrities hanging from the walls of the dining area. Known for its prime beef, jumbo Nova Scotia lobster and Italian specialty dishes, which you can wash down with Palm signature cocktails or a glass of one of the wines from its extensive collection. The attire is business casual, so no sleeveless shirts or beachwear allowed. On the northwest side of the lobby we have the archway entrance, which leads you to an elaborate spiral staircase beneath an impressive saxophone chandelier. This takes you to the ground level, which contains Emack and Bolio's Marketplace, which I understand originated as an after-hours hangout for touring musicians to relax with homemade ice cream, which it now specialises in, but also serves sandwiches, pizzas, waffles, fresh-made pastries, Starbucks coffee, and other snacks and grocery items. There's a Coke Freestyle machine, a warming station with toaster and microwave. To the right of Emack and Bolio's and towards the centre of the resort are the doors to the shaded walkway that takes you to the kitchen table service restaurant, open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, specialising in American comfort food. Its walls are adorned with culinary-themed memorabilia from the Hard Rock's many celebrity guests. For breakfast, it serves a buffet that includes fruits, cereals, omelettes, sausage, bacon, breakfast burritos, pancakes and waffles. There's also an a la carte menu. For lunch and dinner, there's an a la carte menu that includes burgers, flatbreads, tacos and steaks. The kitchen is also famous for its kitchen sink challenge, which involves eating an 18-ounce bacon cheeseburger, fries, and an obscenely large slice of cake with 7 layers held together with buttercream frosting, all which has to be done within 30 minutes. Past the kitchen towards the east of the resort is the Power Station Video Arcade, open from 8 AM to midnight, equipped with a mixture of classic and modern video games. Over on the opposite side of the resort and past the spiral staircase, we have the Body Rock Fitness Centre. This contains several treadmills, bicycles, cross trainers and more. You'll also find steam and sauna rooms inside the locker facilities. Over to the far west of the resort is the Woodstock Lawn, which I believe is used for weddings and corporate events. If we walk around here towards the parks, we'll arrive at the beautiful butterfly garden full of colourful flowers. You can enter through its greenery-lined archway. There's a gazebo and a sign detailing the types of butterflies in the area. After a tiring day at the parks, guests can retreat to the Hard Rock's impressive pool area with its satisfyingly symmetrical layout, which starts from the mini courtyard with its ornate fountains. Through the gate, attention is first drawn to one of the several interactive fountains. You can pick up complimentary ice water and towels from the nearby pool services. The centrepiece is of course the 12,000 square foot swimming pool, surrounded by giant palms, featuring underwater speakers, surrounded by Plentiful Sun Lounges. There's a nearby sand beach area and volleyball court, and with rock arrangements that support its 260-foot water slide feature, which is accessed towards the back of the pool area and meanders through the resort's most impressive landscaping features before throwing you out into the main pool. Close by is a splash pad for the kids, 2 hot tubs and private cabanas available for rent, which contain ceiling fan, smart TV, outlets, mini fridge stocked with soda and a personal server. There's other entertainment by the pool with a pool table, ping pong tournaments, cornhole, Connect 4 and many more. Guests can grab refreshments at the Beach Club pool bar, which can be served directly to your poolside lounger. Its menu features signature frozen cocktails, draft beers, and light bites including burgers, nachos, salads, wings, and quesadillas. One thing that's unique to the Hard Rock Hotel is that you'll often find DJ sets or live bands playing by the pool, especially on weekends. Towards the back of the pool area, you'll find some impressively landscaped paths, which is where you'll find this giant spinning guitar, which can be viewed from the garden walkway when lit up at night. Next for this tour, we'll head inside for the rooms. You'll find music memorabilia next to the elevators on all floors, with clothing from the likes of Elvis, Michael Jackson, Madonna and James Brown. There's also these round sections of the hallways which apparently provide perfect acoustics if you have the urge to break into song at any point. So the rooms are categorised into standard, deluxe and rock royalty club level tiers, but my budget limits me to covering just the standard room. These are 375 feet in size. The striped carpets and furnishings feature a light grey and red colour scheme, similar to those at the Royal Pacific. There's mirrors marked with the heights of famous rock stars. The rooms are furnished with 2 queen beds with round bolster cushions. Above the beds are giant upholstered headboards with grey patterns and built-in reading lights. In between the beds is a red-stained mirror above the nightstand with drawer space, also containing 2 AC outlets and 1 USB port and a JBL Bluetooth clock radio device which has another 2 USB ports. The view from my most recent trip was of the Woodstock lawn, but upgrades with better views of the pool are available. In between the striped curtains are 2 upholstered armchairs with their own 60s themed cushions. On the TV side of the room there's speaker themed art above a desk with 2 chairs, where you'll also find 2 AC outlets and a USB port. The desk is connected to the 4-drawer TV stand dresser with plenty of storage space. On top of this is a 49-inch TV. Further along is a small mirror behind a little coffee nook which contains Keurig coffee maker with disposable cups and creamer, etc. Underneath this is a mini fridge. Opposite the bathroom is a sliding door closet that reveals your standard combo of iron, ironing board, hangers, safe and extra pillows. Now for the bathroom area, this features a single vanity with a backlit mirror and your standard toiletries and makeup mirror with hairdryer underneath. The walls are decorated with a row of colourful drumsticks. There's a lockable door separating the toilet and bathtub, which also has a rainfall shower head and resort-branded toiletries. One of the unique gimmicks that the Hard Rock Hotel provides is the ability to borrow a Fender guitar with a headphone-restricted amplifier, which is delivered to your room. Alternatively, you can ask for a record player with a curated selection of classic vinyls. Moving on now to the Hard Rock Hotel's benefits and transportation options. If we head back over to the spiral staircase beneath the giant Jimi Hendrix tapestry, there's a doorway for the water taxi dock, which takes you past the Woodstock lawn. These water taxis provide complimentary transportation to the theme parks and City Walk in roughly 5 minutes and provides fantastic views of Universal Studio Florida's Grand Arches and the Universal Globe on your way through, dropping you off near NBC Sports Grill and Brew. The water taxis here are great, however the main selling point of the Hard Rock, I think, is its short walking distance to City Walk and Universal Studios. You can access the lush garden walkway from the Woodstock lawn, although there's a quicker route from the pool area. There's also an exit on the west side of the building. This walk will take you to the City Walk security checkpoint in less than 5 minutes, which will be quicker than the water taxi, mainly because you don't have to wait for one of the boats to dock. To the west of the resort, you have the walkway to Abbey Road, which is where you'll find the shuttle buses for transportation to Volcano Bay, as well as City Walk. Although this doesn't make a lot of sense to me for City Walk, given how much easier it is to either walk or take the water taxi. When you arrive at the theme parks, all Universal Resort guests benefit from getting into Islands of Adventure an hour early for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and for Velocicoaster. This provides a good opportunity to tackle Hagrid's before the park is open to day guests, although some do disagree about this being the best time to do it. For Volcano Bay, early park admission provides a 30-minute advantage over day guests. The second main selling point, in my opinion, for staying at Hard Rock Hotel is the unlimited express passes, which all guests receive at check-in. Whilst check-in is at 2 PM, you can pick these up any time in the morning before the parks open, and then you can skip the queues as many times as you want until the parks close on the day that you're checking out. So Hard Rock is the closest resort to City Walk and Universal Studios Florida, which can be reached in just over 5 minutes. Most Universal fans conclude that it has the best location out of all the hotels on property, with impressive views of the parks from the resort's windows. I do think it's worth mentioning though that the Royal Pacific is closer to the Islands of Adventure entrance, and you can walk to Volcano Bay more comfortably from that resort. As with every Universal hotel except the End of Summer resorts, the shaded garden walkways are very easy on the eye with their tropical trees and plants. Universal has done a much better job in this regard compared to some Disney World resort walkways. The Hard Rock is the second smallest hotel at Universal, so it's easier to walk to all the amenities when compared to the other two premier resorts. As proven by the success of Hard Rock cafes around the world, the rock music memorabilia theming is extremely popular. I did appreciate seeing items from some of my favourite artists, but I couldn't find prints, unfortunately. A big highlight for me was the music, which is played to the perfect decibel throughout the entire resort. Every song feels like an absolute classic, which sent me to Spotify to try and find their playlists. This has a huge influence on the atmosphere of the resort, which may not be to everyone's liking. Whilst it does cater to families, definitely less so to children than many of the other options. If I can steal a good observation, someone commented on one of my previous videos, the resort has a sort of Las Vegas pool party vibe, which is great if that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking for a more family-friendly theme park hotel atmosphere, the Royal Pacific may be the better choice here. But for those with older kids, Hard Rock might be the best pick. One thing that does help to balance the party atmosphere is the butterfly garden, which is perfect for a relaxing stroll. The pool at Hard Rock definitely does not disappoint. Very tempted to say it's my favourite, mainly because of its lively atmosphere. There is more effort in terms of theming at Portofino Bay or Royal Pacific. It doesn't feel as tropical as the latter, partly because Hard Rock has concentrated a lot of its tropical landscaping towards the back, near the paths and the water slide. The slide at the Hard Rock is the longest and fastest of the Universal hotels, but the slides at Portofino Bay and the much cheaper Sapphire Falls are better looking. Definitely less effort here with the Hard Rock. But it does gain points over the Royal Pacific, which doesn't have a water slide. Overall though, I found the atmosphere here to be the best, with the Sapphire Falls coming second, but if relaxation is your priority, the smaller main pool at the Portofino Bay would take the top spot. Moving on to the rooms, no major complaints from me. In terms of size, they are slightly bigger than Royal Pacific and slightly smaller than Portofino Bay. I will say though that I think they could have done a better job with the theming here. I think a darker purple colour scheme would have been more interesting. The bathrooms are an upgrade compared to the Royal Pacific, which has an additional second sink and mirror in the toilet section. Compared to the Royal Pacific, they use more space for the bathroom but less space for the closet. We have to mention the unlimited express passes in a review of the Hard Rock. As I've said in many videos now, a great perk, but I suspect most people will be considering this resort alongside the two other Universal Orlando resorts that also provide these. In terms of pricing, Hard Rock will be the second cheapest option during most of the year. However, because of its small size, supply and demand forces Universal to occasionally make it the most expensive option. In these circumstances, I think most guests might want to pick Portofino Bay instead if it's cheaper, unless the theming and atmosphere is crucial to your pick. When it comes to dining, the Hard Rock impresses. Whilst a matter of taste, I would argue the dining options at the cheaper Royal Pacific are of similar quality. The options at Portofino Bay are miles ahead of all other Universal resorts, but that is actually also an advantage for staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, as you can walk over to the Portofino Bay in under 10 minutes, something you can't do at the Royal Pacific. Overall, personally, I don't plan to book Hard Rock Hotel with my young kids anytime soon, although I hope to when they're older, or if me and the missus get a kid-free opportunity, which probably isn't likely anytime soon. However, for those seeking a super stylish and trendy resort with an incredible atmosphere, you're unlikely to regret booking the Hard Rock Hotel for your next trip. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Do check out my other Universal videos to help with any planning, and be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on the final resort in my Universal Hotel series of reviews.